One of my favorite strategies from attorney Brian Steele on day 119, where he's cross-examining Kenneth Copeland, aka Lil Woody, is the way he gets Woody to repeat over and over and over and over and over and over and over that different things that he fed to the police. The police never did anything to verify anything. They never asked to see his phone. They never looked at records. They never asked follow-up questions. They didn't call the people he said he spoke to verify the things that he said. Just nothing. And we're going to look at all that stuff in this clip, but we're going to start with a small segment from Monday, August 12th of this year. So 2 weeks ago, when Simone Hilton slipped in a bolstering question that was very quickly objected to by the defense, who moved for a mistrial immediately.
Okay. Were you aware that the things that you talked about were verified?
Objection to the
Sustained. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Y'all all step back to the jury room for me. Thank you.
And so with that sneaky question, which led to a very quick reaction from the defense attorneys who very quickly moved for a mistrial, let's look at day 119, cross-examination questions by Brian Steele that really pick away at the verification that the prosecutors and APD did for anything that Woody fed them back in 2015.
When being asked questions by Ms. Hilton that Mr. Turner or threat asked you to go with him and you and Mr. Turner fired ammunition or bullets into the barbershop of Rich Homie-Kwan's father. Do you remember that?
This was 2 Mondays ago.
Can you ask me again?
Yes, sir. Do you remember telling the jury that you and Mr. Turner, threat, went to the barbershop of Rich Homie-Kwan's father and fired bullets into that barbershop?
What about it?
One more time.
What about it?
Do you remember saying that?
Out of frustration?
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you did that, do you know whether there were people inside that barbershop at that time?
I don't recall.
Do you remember telling District Attorney Hilton before you started to testify on Friday, June 7th, 2024? I asked you this before, but I'm going to ask you again, okay? Before, when you first came into the jury to testify, before June 7th, 2024, so before that date. Do you remember telling District Attorney Hilton that there was a video of you and others saying, "We killed Nut," may exist? Do you remember saying that?
I don't recall.
June
Did you
7th would be
tell
for the ex parte.
District Attorney Hilton that?
That's her what?
That there's a video with you and others admitting that you killed Donovan, Nut, but Donovan Thomas.
I can't remember if I told her.
All right, let me go into this.
It's an interesting answer.
I want to ask you about Jeffrey Williams or JW. $240P as in perfect, and that states exhibit number 378YE. So, Mr. Copeland, that's going to be the June 10th, 2015 interrogation or interview with the police. And it's at 24822 through 24857. And this goes into you stating that when you pulled up, you told Deshawn is your child's mother, right? That's
Right.
her name. Okay. But I was like, she got in the car She was at her friend's house. This is on January 10th, 2015. You're recounting. She got in the car. You said, man, these ends just killed Nut, bro. She like, who? I told her it's Thug in them. She like, huh? What happened? Like, SHI, I don't know. D just got in the car and like, SHI, boy, they just, you know what I mean? They just told me that. So she like, what you gonna do? What the F you mean what I'm going to do? I ain't got nothing to do with this SHI. She like, yeah, you know, like we all know they was gonna say my name. So I was like, I don't know. So we got in the car and we rode home. Okay? I'd like you to listen to make sure I said that right, if you don't mind listening.
This is how you pull clips together from long videos.
That one got me son. So my quickly told what they son was like, she got in the car, she was at her friend's house, she got in the car. And he needs to chill play bro. She like, who? I told her, she throw up him. She like, huh, what happened? I said, I don't know, DJ got in the car like shit. But it, you know what I mean? They told me like that. So she like, what you gonna do? What the fuck you mean what I'm gonna do? I ain't had nothing to do with this shit. She's like, yeah, you know that. Like, we all knew they gonna say my name. So I was like, I don't know. So we got in the car. We drove home.
Did you hear that? Did I say it accurately?
Sound like it.
Okay. And do you remember telling the police that, and then they spoke with Ms. Quarterman or Deshawn? You're aware of that, you said earlier, right?
They did?
Yeah, you're aware that she would call them for you, text message them,
Oh, yeah.
collect calls. Never corroborated or never asked about that, right? As far as you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Again, they didn't verify the thing that matters.
Okay. The next one, we discussed already, I believe. No one ever, you told the police that on June 10th, 2015, that from the McDonald's, me and him get on the expressway, boom, and they are following y'all in the Nitro. Asked the detective, you said, yeah, no, they told us to follow them. So you're following them, the detective said, and you said, yeah, but when D told me this, O-H-E-L-L, no, I ain't fixing to follow them, but D didn't get out of the car with me, but I'm trying to trick D so I can see what the H-E-L-L is going on. Boom, so we followed them to Thug's house. They stayed downtown at the Sky House. I'm going to play for you, make sure that's right. Jeffrey Williams or JW240Q, State's Exhibit number 378YE. It's the June 10th, 2015 interview. It's from 9:58:12 to 9:58:39.
So we gonna get on Spiller. Wait, are they following y'all? Yeah. Nitro? Nah, they told us to follow them. Okay, so y'all follow them. Yeah, but when you told me, hell no, I ain't gonna follow them. But I had to even get out the cover. I'm trying to keep these, I see what the hell going on. So we followed them to the door. They stayed downtown on the Sky House.
What I said, was that fairly accurate?
He said, I told you, I heard it, but man, I have to tell the police anything.
And the truth is, you didn't follow Jeffrey Williams to Sky House.
I don't remember that night. So much going on. I don't know what happened that night.
When I say follow to Jeffrey Williams Sky House from the McDonald's.
What I'm saying is so much what happened that night. I can't say I was all over the place. I don't remember exactly what happened that night.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever drive by at any time, the scene where the barbershop is, where Donovan Thomas was shot and killed on January 10th, 2015?
But
Teal has the goods.
Did you, at any time, I understand there was a lot going on, but did you drive by the scene, you know where Donovan Thomas was shot? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I
In
know
front
what
of
you're talking
Barber House?
about.
One more time?
I said, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Did you, on January 10, 2015, drive by that street where he was shot?
I can't recall.
Okay. Let's do this. Did the police, detectives, federal, anybody, district attorney's office ever come to you and inquire of you whether or not your phone records show from the McDonald's area, cell phone tower, to the Sky House? Did they ever ask you about your phone records to see if it tracks what you told the police?
They never told me nothing about my phone at all.
Okay. All right. I want to talk with you about the meeting with Detective Thorpe. So it's about 7-8 hours after the shooting of Donovan Thomas, January 11th, 2015. If you could just listen for this, and if I said it wrong, just tell the jurors I got it wrong. You're in with Detective Thorpe, January 11th, 2015, and Detective Thorpe is asking you, who is Walter Lee Maddox? And you said, who? Walter Lee Maddox, the detective said. You said, I don't know. Nickname? Detective said, did y'all ever rent or own an Infiniti? You said an Infiniti. Detective Thorpe said, did y'all ever rent or own one of those cars before? You say no. You deny it. Detective Thorpe said, have you been stopped in an Infiniti before? You said, have I? No. Detective Thorpe said, have you been stopped in an accident in an Infiniti? You said no. Detective Thorpe said something, I don't know, you could tell us if you can recognize it. You said, have I ever had a car break-in? No, let me think. You talking about this year? Detective Thorpe said, anytime. You said, I had a car break in a Pontiac. That was a couple of years ago. Detective Thorpe asked you, what kind of car does your brother drive? You said a white Dodge Charger. That's the truck he gave me. You said, Detective Thorpe rather said, does your brother got two cars? You says, nah, his girl got a car, and that the car he got, the Dodge Charger, and she got the ugly little Malibu, like 19 something. Detective Thorpe said a 2014 Dodge Charger. You said yes. Detective Thorpe said white. You said yes. Who drives a Nissan? Detective Thorpe asked. You said a Nissan, what color? Detective Thorpe said it is gray. You said, I don't drive no Nissan. Detective Thorpe said, okay, y'all ever have an Infiniti gray Q45 before? You said a truck. Detective Thorpe said no. You said a car, not that I know of. I want you to listen to this. If you don't mind, tell me if I did that wrong.
Who's Walter Lee Maddox? Who? Who's Walter Maddox? Huh? No nickname? Did y'all ever rent or own an Infiniti? Infiniti. Y'all ever rent one of those cars before? Have you ever been stopped in an Infiniti before? Have I? Yeah. An accident in an Infiniti? No. A maximum? Have I ever had a car wreck in? Mm-hmm. No. Let me think. Not this year? Anytime. I had a car wreck in that Pontiac. That was a couple years ago. I ain't had no car wreck. I ain't had no wreck. I ain't have none of it. What kind of car your brother drive? Oh, was that in there? A white Dodge Charger. This truck car he gave me. Your brother got two cars? Nah, his girl got a car, and the car he got the Dodge Charger. Oh. And she got the little ugly little Malibu, like a 19 something. 2014 Dodge Charger? Yeah. White? Yeah. Who drives a Nissan? A Nissan? What color? What color is it? Gray. How about that? Okay. Y'all ever had a Infiniti gray, a gray Infiniti Q45 before? A truck? No. A cup? Yeah. Not that I know of.
Were you able to hear that, sir?
I think we all heard.
Okay, similar to what I said?
Huh?
Similar to what I said?
I guess.
Okay. Mr. Copeland, you referred to Detective Thorpe as a squirrel brain. Do you remember that earlier in the testimony? Do you remember saying something like that?
Yeah.
And by approximately 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, January 11, 2015, so within 8 hours approximately of Mr. Donovan Thomas being shot, Detective Thorpe is asking you specific pointed questions about you in a rental gray Infiniti sedan. Do you realize that?
You said, do I realize it?
Yeah,
What you mean?
that's what he was doing. You understand that he was asking you about a rental Infiniti within 8 hours of the shooting of Donovan Thomas.
Right.
And you denied any dealing with an Infiniti vehicle rental, right?
Right.
And that's not true, right?
What you mean?
You were dealing with a rental Infiniti vehicle.
I was?
Yeah, weren't you?
I don't recall.
The car that you were driving that Jeffrey Williams rented for you was, do you know that type of car that was? Or he testified to?
What about him?
He
renting
did
the car?
testify to it.
Sustained.
Sustained.
Okay. The car you were driving that you announced that you gave to Threat or Mr. Turner, do you know what type of car, rental car that was?
No.
Okay. Okay. Did the police ever come back to you and ask you about Walter Lee Harvey again? To your knowledge?
I still don't know who that is.
Okay. Did the police ever come back to you and talk with you about wrecking that 2015 Infiniti vehicle besides this?
No.
Now, you have used other people's, like when other people rent cars, you know, Miss Quarterman mother rented cars, allowed you and Miss Quarterman to use, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Just do me a courtesy, I apologize, but for the court.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And that would be in Miss Quarterman's mother's name, the rental car. You're aware of that, right?
Right.
And I want you to listen to, if you don't mind, J.W. Jeffrey Williams 240R as in righteous, states exhibit number 378YE as in Aaron. It's also June 10th, 2015 meeting or interrogation by the police, 11:33:17 a.m. to 11:34:10 a.m. And I'm just going to tell you and just make sure this is what it says. You said that I didn't break in these cars. I wasn't even with them. I just gave them the car. Detective said, but you said, but for what reason though? Because they was going to do some stupid SHI blank to get some money. Detective Dennis said something, I don't know what it is, so you could help us if you don't mind. You said, I knew they were fixing to go. Detective Gaither said, you knew they were going to do a job. You ain't what exact job it was. And then there's overlapping, meaning everyone's talking at one time. Detective Gaither said, but you know what an effing job is. You said, I just. Detective Gaither says, you know they ain't going to church. You said, I was just looking at like SHI. I ain't doing it. I ain't getting in trouble behind it. That's how I was really looking at it. Detective Gaither says, but you're still effing up Deshaun. Because if something else would have happened in that effing car, that truck is in her mama's name. Detective Dennis said, what if they did a robbery? You said, like I told them. Detective Gaither said, and it's the first report. Detective Dennis said, right. Detective Gaither said, we found. Detective Dennis said, we ain't even check. And you said, what I'm saying, no. What I'm saying, I already told them. I said, look, y'all, this car is Deshaun Mama name. You feel what I'm saying? I just said it like that. I said, it's in her mama name. She's gonna tell the police if y'all do anything, I did it. And I'm saying, y'all, I ain't going down for nobody else. I told her just like that. Just listen to it and make sure that what I said was fairly accurate.
That ain't my fault that you did that. No, I didn't break any car. I wasn't even with them. I didn't stay in the car. But for what reason though? Because you knew they was going to do some stupid shit to get some money. I knew they was going to go. You knew they was going to do a jug. You didn't know what the exact jug was, but you know what the fucking jug is. You know they ain't going to church. I know I won't get this. I just looked at it like shit. I ain't doing it. I ain't gonna get in trouble behind. That's how I'm just looking at it. But you can still fucking up their shot because something else would happen in that fucking car. That truck is in her mama's name.
What if they did a robbery?
Like I told her. And this is just the first report, bro. We found.
And you checked on it.
What I'm saying, I told him, I said, look, the car is your mama's name. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, that is your mama's name. She gonna tell the police, if y'all do anything, I did. And I'm letting y'all know I ain't going out for nobody else. I told her just like that.
Is it fair what I said? That's what you all are talking about?
That's what it sounds like.
So even though it was, and Deshaun and you have a special relationship. I mean, you share child or children, right?
Yes, a child.
Okay. And you're aware that her mother is renting a car in her mother's name, letting you use it, and Deshaun, or excuse me, Miss Carterman. And it's used for criminal conduct by stealing people's cell phones, laptops, breaking into cars. You're aware of that, right?
I don't know.
You're aware on June 10, 2015, when the police came to arrest you, they searched that rental car in Deshaun Quarterman's mother's name and found other people's cellular telephones, laptops, identifications. You're aware of that, right?
Yeah, after they locked me up.
Okay. And you were involved in breaking into those cars and stealing, using her mother, Deshaun Quarterman's mother's rental car, right?
Objection, Your Honor. Assume effects not in evidence.
Asking him a question.
I think he just answered it.
Right?
They charged me.
Okay. Why, I just ask you, why would you be entrusted by somebody? They were doing you a favor with a rental car in their name. Why would you go out and commit a crime while using someone else's rental car?
I don't get what you're asking me.
Did you ever think, did you ever think about the lives that you were affecting by committing crime in a rental car in someone else's name?
Objection, Your Honor. Assume effects not in evidence. Rule 611, Rule 24-6-611.
How about relevance?
And relevance.
Did it ever occur to you that you can get other people in trouble?
Objection, relevant.
Sustained.
All right.
Feel Woody's body
I'd like
language.
to talk with you about Jeffrey Williams exhibit number 240S, as in Samantha. This is at State's exhibit number 378YE, as in Aaron. It's June 10, 2015 interrogation. It's at 10:00:31 a.m. to 10:00:46 a.m. And please listen and make sure that what I'm announcing is accurate. You're talking about, if you remember, and you'll listen to it, O.G. Bentley. Do you know the name Kelvin Treadwell? Do you know O.G. Bentley by a government name? Do you know who that person is?
I don't even know who OG Ben is.
Okay. All right. Where you said, you feel what I'm saying? This is what D's saying. Bentley's supposed to went and hid the car And the car and the guns. Detective said, where? You said, I ain't never heard it. Like, they just cut me off. They seen all the police just kept coming at me, talking to me. I want you to listen to this if that's what you said, okay?
You know what I'm saying? This what he said. Then they just wanted when he hit the car and the guns. Where I ain't never heard. Like they just cut me out. Like they seen all the police just kept coming at me and talking to me.
Did the police or the prosecution ever come to you and say, hey, we would like to talk to you about corroborating or supporting or verifying what you told us here? Did that ever happen? That OG Bentley supposedly hit a car and guns. Did the police ever come to you or the district attorney's office and say, we want to talk to you about that statement and see if we could verify it? Did they ever do that?
Then I said to the police, they came back to me and asked me to verify whatever word you using. They never, after I said what I said, handcuff.
Okay. Yesterday, you were shown State's Exhibit number 22, CC. Could you help me out if you don't mind? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter Ortiz. Go out and celebrate your award. Thank you for your hard work and great commentary. So nice of you. Thank you so much. I've been trying to cut in a thank you, but I'm like glued to this.
This is already in evidence, Your Honor.
Right. And no, Detective Thorpe has not, he's on the next 10 witnesses and they're pushing him to the last because he has something personal going on. But he's supposed to be called soon as a witness. Same thing with Sprinkle.
Thank you. Mr. Copeland, if
Wow, where's FFS? This does look very distorted, blown up like
you were showing
this.
us yesterday. This should be State's Exhibit number 22, CC is in Colette. And the state asked you about the vehicle, which should be on the left of your screen. And they identified it as a white Nitro, I believe. You remember this from yesterday by any chance?
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
Now, I just want to make sure the jurors know, and if you could make it small. This is not the Texaco gas station that you were showing pictures of with the Infiniti and the Pontiac and the gentleman walking into the convenience store. This is a totally different gas station. Do you recognize that?
I don't know what he said.
I just want to make sure that there was clarity. Do you know where this gas station is by any chance, just from looking around? Just from looking at 22CC?
You said, do I know the area?
Yeah, do you recognize that at all?
Yeah, I know the area.
Okay. Is that in the same area, vicinity as the Texaco gas station that's next to the barbershop where Mr. Donovan Thomas was killed?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure the jurors weren't confused, or that we didn't confuse the jurors. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Knight.
Hold up. I need an assist from the chat there. Do you remember, I think it was yesterday. I was like, it's very confusing how they're putting, that was an April 12th video. It's very confusing, I said yesterday, how they're putting videos that are supposed to be from January 10th, and then immediately, without addressing the context, starting to ask questions about the video from April 12th. Was that Steele just cleaning up the misleading tactics of the state yesterday? Is that what happened?
Now, the state also showed you yesterday a photograph. It's 10cc, as in Colette. I'd like to show that again, and it is in evidence already, Your Honor. And if you could blow it up, if you don't mind. Do you remember seeing this yesterday by any chance, Mr. Copeland? Do you remember being shown?
I don't see nothing.
Oh, it's not on your screen? It might be, it's behind you.
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay. And the gentleman in the white shirt, kind of in the center but left of the screen, do you know that person?
No, I don't know that person.
Okay.
Try with the white shirt or the black shirt. I don't know neither one of those.
Okay. That doesn't, being shown that yesterday by the district attorney?
Let me be clear.
Yes, sir.
I see him around, but I don't know him.
Okay, thank you. But that doesn't verify any of your statements to the police, does it?
Huh?
Objection, improper question, Your Honor.
I'm not sure he can answer that question.
Do you believe that by seeing that picture of that person, whoever it is, the person you see around sometimes, did that in any way verify what you
Mr.
told the
Steele,
police?
I mean, that's basically just, you put a do you believe in front of it, but it's, I mean, what he believes about it isn't relevant.
Did the police ever do anything to show you, or the district attorney, to corroborate your statement to the police? I understand what you're saying, that it was made up, but did they ever do anything to say, to try to tie it to that person? Did the police ever do that to you? Or the district attorney's office?
I don't even remember. I don't know. I don't hear nothing about him.
Okay. All right. I want to talk with you about your statements to the police, that you were with Jeffrey when you were getting calls from the police, okay? It's again, June 10, 2015. This is at 9:50:35 a.m. to 9:51:48 a.m. I'm sorry. Of course. 9:50:35 a.m. 9:51:48 a.m. And if you hear this, Mr. Copeland, if I'm, just make sure that after you listen to it, I'm correct. You said, I'm like, don't worry about it, N. But anyway, long story short, the detective was calling my phone. You know what I mean? And he was right there. Detective said, Thug was right there? You said, yeah. You said, so I answered the phone and he looking at me like this, but I don't know what's going on. Detective says, why is he looking at you like that? You said, because he see me answering the phone for them. Detective said, but at what point does Thug have anything to say, nuts murder, to be looking at you in any kind of way, like, don't worry about that, like this and that. And you said, I'm fixing to give it to you. Detective said, please, we've been waiting for months. You said, no, I ain't. Guess what? I heard he was trying to kill me, but I ain't. This is what happened. I answered the phone. Hello? Yeah, this. I knew it was the detective calling. Detective said, the one that's handling the murder case? You said, no, different detective. Detective said, okay. You said, I thought one of them was you. My sister said that she described, you know what I mean? But she was just like a man. Detective said, right. So you said, so I just thought she was talking about you. Detective said, okay. You said, so she was like, detective's called. All right. So I answered the phone and he's right there. So I was like, yeah, indiscernible. So I don't know what that means. I couldn't understand it. This and that, man, they just talking to me. And he was just looking at me, but I ain't think, because I ain't did nothing. So I'm like, SHI blank. I'd like you to just listen to this if you don't mind and tell me if this is what you're saying, and I'd like to ask you some questions.
Okay, don't worry about it, nigga. But anyway, long story short, the tenants were calling my phone. You know what I mean? And he was right there. Yeah. So I answered the phone, and he looking at me like this. So, well, I don't know what's going on. Why are he looking at you like that? Because he see me answer the phone for him. But at what point does Thug have anything to say about Nuts murder and to be looking at it any kind of way, like, don't worry about that? Like, I'll get to you. Please, we've been waiting months. No, and guess what? Well, I heard you try to him, but I ain't. This way, I answered the phone. Hello? Yeah, I knew it was the detective call. The one that's handling the murder case? Nah, it was different detectives. I went on with you. My sister said that she described you. You know what I mean? But she was just like a man. I thought she was my dude. So she was like, detective called Iris. So I answered the phone, and he right there. So I was like, yeah, this is Kenneth Copeland, what's this and that. And they just talking to me. And he just looking at me, but I didn't think he could. I didn't need that. So I'm like, shit, nigga. Yeah.
Mr. Copeland, what I said, was that substantially right, according to what you just heard?
That what it sound like?
Did the police ever come to you, or the district attorney's office ever come to you and discuss with you whether or not anything about you were around Jeffrey when police are calling and his impression of it or reaction to it? They ever do anything to verify that, to your knowledge?
No, no.
It's made up, right?
But they said that their own mouth. You heard them in the investigation. You ain't giving us nothing. You bushing us. I mean, like they knew what I was doing. My stomach hurt bad, Judge. I feel like I got cramps.
Can I ask you a question? Okay. This is JW 241E as in Aaron, states exhibit number 378YA as in Elisa. This is January 11th, 2015. This is 4:13:31 a.m. to 4:13:59 a.m. And specifically, this is you telling Detective Thorpe that that you wanted to retaliate after the shooting of Donovan Thomas. People were shooting your family's homes. You want to retaliate, and Jeffrey telling you, don't do that, let 12 handle. Okay, just listen, okay?
Like, she said, I had went down to her house and like see what's going on. Like when these folks can't shot this young mom house. Like for real. Yeah, like, oh, what I supposed to do, bro? Like man, get started with it, bro. Let 12 handle that. 12 deal with that. That's all he kept saying. Like man, bro, you talking about let police handle that and deal with that, bro. These folks kill him from him. He said, man, folks, God, he know them better than that. I mean, them folks, man. I don't.
Were you able to hear that, Mr. Copeland?
Yeah, I heard.
And is it fair to say that you told Detective Thorpe about 7-8 hours after the shooting of Donovan Thomas that Jeffrey's reaction to all this is let 12 handle?
Say it again.
Okay. Jeffrey's reaction when you were saying that people are shooting at your family's homes, God forbid, Jeffrey told you let 12 handle. That's what you told the police, right?
Now I tell the police anything to try to get them out my face.
Okay. And tell the jurors, if you don't mind, who is 12?
Who?
Who is 12?
Who is 12?
Yeah.
Shit, they know the police.
I want to talk with you about your statements to law enforcement. This is JW240U as in unbelievable. It states exhibit number 378YE as in Aaron. This is 10:58:11 a.m. to 10:58:46 a.m. This is again June 10th, 2015. And Mr. Copeland, just to orient you, this is where you're talking to the police about Jeffrey supposedly want to have you killed, okay?
Have who killed?
Remember that?
Have who killed?
You.
Me?
Yeah, that's what you told the police. I'm going to read it and then you tell me, well, I'm going to say what I think it said, but you correct us. You said, it ain't none of that. It ain't. This is what only thing, when the police called, bruh, he's seen me talking to them and he just feel as I ain't supposed to say nothing. You know what I mean? He just want me to just let y'all put one on me for murder. You know what I mean? That's what he want. Detective said, and Sam called and not saying nothing. And you said, that's what he wanted. That's what I feel like deep inside my heart. Like I ain't even told my brother. I ain't tell nobody that this N is trying to have me killed. I ain't tell my baby mama, you know what I mean? Detective said, right. You said, it was a feeling like when Nut first died and everybody was coming, screaming my name, seeing how nervous and scared I was. If you could listen to it, if you don't mind.
It ain't none of it. It ain't just what all the thing he did, when the police called, bro, he seen me talking to him. And he just feel as if I ain't supposed to say nothing. You know what I mean? He just want me to just let y'all put one of me for murder. I mean, that's what he wants. And stand tall and not say nothing. That's what he wants. That's what I feel like deep inside my heart. Like, I just told my brother, I ain't tell nobody about something that he trying to kill. I ain't tell me more. I mean,
And then I'd like to play for you Jeffrey Williams 240W. As in wonderful, it states exhibit number 378YE as in Aaron. It's at 10:58:50 a.m. to 10:59:09 a.m. So it's right after where we stopped. So it's really a continuation. And I'd like you to listen to this and focus on your statement that, you know what I mean? It was, I got scared to be around him, be told, the truth be told, I got scared. I told my baby mama, like you can call her now, man, we gotta go, man. I think that end thug, like that night they shot at us. When I was telling you all that story, in my heart, I was like, darned, it says another word, that end thug trying to get me killed, you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I got scared. You know, be told, truth be told, I got scared. I told baby mom, are you calm now? Man, we gotta go, man. I think like when that night they shot at it. When I'm telling y'all the story with it, in my heart, I just like, man, thug trying to get me killed. You know what I mean?
Did you hear that, Mr. Copeland?
Yeah, I heard it.
So in those two back-to-back recordings that we heard, the JW240U and the JW240W, on the first one, you said to the police that you ain't tell nobody that this end's trying to have me killed. I ain't tell my baby mama. And then in the second one, the JW240W, you said, truth be told, I got scared. I told my baby mama. Did the police ever ask you about that and push back and say, how do you say that?
How do you say what?
Yeah, that you didn't tell your child's mother, and you did tell your child's mother. Did they ever do anything like that?
I think they just try to make me feel comfortable. Like they talk to me to try to make me feel comfortable to open up to them. So that's what I was thinking. I don't know. I'm telling people anything. I ain't care about getting caught up in a lie. But I was trying to be as convincing as possible.
I'd like to go into State's Exhibit number 378YE as in Aaron. It's June 10th, 2015. Mr. Copeland's 10:20:39 a.m. to 10:21 even, or 10:21:00 a.m. And this, I'd like you to focus on what you're talking about with Valerie told you that Jeffrey wanted to set you up. And you said that, yeah, but see, Valerie got in the car. She was like, hey, bro, I'm going to tell you something. Don't say nothing. You know what I mean? Like, what's up? She like, thug, this and that and that. And I'm like, detective said, no. And then you said, now I'm like, what you mean? And she like, don't trust this end, bruh. You know what I mean? He trying to set you up, talking about every time I go out, I got out of jail, something got shot up. Detective says, uh-huh. Can you listen to that for me?
All right.
Thank you.
But see, Valerie got in the car, she just like, hey bro, I'm gonna tell you something, don't say nothing. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's up? She's like, dog, this and this. I'm like, no, what you mean? She like, I didn't don't trust this nigga, bro. I mean, they would be trying to set you up. Somebody every time I got in jail, someone got shot up.
So you're saying every time you got out of jail, something got shot up. That's what you're telling the police, right?
That's what I told the police.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
And that Valerie told you don't trust Jeffrey. Remember that?
That's what I said.
Yeah. And did the police ever come to you, or did you get any information from Valerie or someone else at the police or the prosecution ever tried to verify that that conversation occurred with Valerie?
After this interview right here, I went to the feds probably like 2-3 weeks later. I haven't heard anything from about this interview all the way up until they brought me in this trial.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything about no investigation all the way up until this trial.
Okay. To your knowledge, did the police or the prosecution ever just simply go to Valerie and say, did this happen?
Yeah, it's I don't know.
I'd like to show you what the prosecution showed you yesterday. It states exhibit number 60W, as in wonderful, A as in Elisa. It's timestamp 208. Ms. Knight, do you mind helping me? Thank you. Do you remember seeing this yesterday, Mr. Copeland, this photograph that Ms. Hilton showed you?
Yeah.
And she said, and you verified that that's Valerie, remember that?
I think it's so.
How does, if in your, from your understanding, how does showing you states exhibit number 60WA verify that Valerie had a conversation with you in a car that don't trust Jeffrey?
Objection, Your Honor, improper question, speculation,
I'm not asking you to
Vague.
speculate.
vague.
Okay. Can you tell us, tell the jury, how showing you states exhibit 60WA verified anything that you said to the police on June 10th,
Objection.
2015?
Objection vague, and it's the same question, just reframed.
Sustained.
Besides that being a photograph or an image of a video, what does that picture mean to you that you were shown yesterday?
That she was dirty as hell back in the day.
Thank you, sir. All right, I'd like to go into JW24X as an X-ray that states exhibit number 378YE as an errand, June 10, 2015, from 4:13:34 p.m. to 4:14:46 p.m. Specifically, Detective Dennis asked you, what does Birdman have to do with all of this? And you answered, Birdman's quiet. Detective Dennis said, he don't tell them to calm down. You said, Birdman, he don't talk in front of us. Detective Dennis said, he don't, y'all like that? And you said, but he like, yeah, he right there. He talked to me a lot, but it don't be about nothing. Detective Dennis said, small talk. You said, yeah. What the H, this N talking about? Detective Dennis then I can't understand what he's saying. And then you say, it sound like it. Detective Dennis said, you think so? You said, I don't think he did it. I don't know. Detective Dennis said, so with all this stuff with Nut, what was his reaction to it? Meaning Birdman. You said, from me to you, he was trying to pay them to keep quiet. Detective Dennis asked you, pay who to keep quiet? You said them. Detective Dennis said, who is them? You said, Nuts folks. Detective Dennis said, oh, just go about their business? You said, yup. Detective Dennis, here, take this, shut the HELL up, leave it alone. You said, I think it was 200,000. Detective Dennis said, a payoff. You said, I heard that right my own ears. Detective Dennis said, who he supposedly paid to? And you said, Fly. Detective Dennis said, who's Fly? You said, the man who owned the TIG. It's kind of a way y'all can just man, if you don't mind listening to this.
What does Birdman have to do with all this?
Birdman quiet.
He don't tell him to calm down?
Man, Birdman, nah, he don't talk in front of him.
He don't know y'all like that.
He gonna be right there. He talk to me a lot, but it don't be about that. It's just
Small talk.
yeah. What the hell this nigga talking about?
Does he get it?
It sound like
You think so?
I don't think he is. I don't know.
So with all the stuff with that, what was his reaction to it?
From media, I'm trying to pay them to keep quiet.
Pay who to keep quiet?
Damn.
Who is it?
Bad folks.
Oh, let's go about that business.
Yeah.
Here, take this, shut the hell up, leave it alone.
I think it was 200,000.
Pay off.
I heard it by my own ears.
Who he supposed to pay it to?
Fly.
Who's Fly?
The man who owned the elected TIG.
Copeland, what I said, was that fairly accurate to what you told the Detective Dennis?
I tell the police anything.
Sure. Did the police ever come to you, the district attorney's office, and ever discuss with you anything to, let's corroborate this?
All the way up to this point, even today, they never sat down and asked me nothing about nothing I said in the interviews.
I'm the first one to do this?
Yeah, you the only one that did this to me.
Did you bring up Birdman, or did Detective Dennis bring up Birdman?
I think he did.
And then you just started talking about him,
That's what I'm gonna do.
like you've been telling the jurors.
He bring up your name. I'm gonna have something for you.
I want to talk with you about Jeffrey Williams 240Y, as in yesterday, State's Exhibit number 378YE as in Aaron. It's June 10, 2015 again. Interrogation, it's from 10:23 a.m. to 10:51 a.m. And Mr. Copeland, if you can listen to this and tell us if this is you talking about Jeffrey was going to buy the gun that was found at the Dunbar Recreational Center for $1,000, if this is what you're talking about with the police, okay?
So when I got the gun, I got it from the green store. So I went up to the pub to go play baseball, but I waiting on him to come get it. So waiting on who to come get it? Ladina. So his brother pulled up. I mean, yeah. You talking about the BK or the Cadet? The Cleave. Okay. His brother pulled up to get it. I mean, they like, so gonna give me $1,000 for it. I mean, so I was telling them that they gun. But I don't know,
It's going to be my same question. Anything besides what you told the police to verify that Jeffrey was going to buy a gun for $1,000 at the Dunbar Recreational Center gun?
They didn't even believe me.
Miss Hilton asked you yesterday towards the end of your testimony with her. She said, but all you were talking about were people, the only people committed crimes was Jeffrey and other people maybe here, like Little D and Nard, etc. Do you remember that type of question that she asked you?
I don't even understand what you're saying.
Okay. Do you remember telling the police that Rich Homie Quan took out, put $25,000 to kill Tay? Remember telling him that?
See, I told the police that. Told you, I wanted them to believe I knew information, and they can rely on me. That's my whole motive when they were questioning me. If they go for it and they let me walk away, you got to catch me on the back end.
Okay. Do you remember telling the police that Rich Homie Quan would buy guns for YFN Lucy and his people and store them?
I can't tell the police nothing that's going on in some with people that I'm not around. So it's self-explanatory that I made it up.
Did the police ever come to you or the prosecution, meaning the district attorney's office, and say, hey, we want to go over what you said to see if we could verify it?
No, I haven't heard anything until this trial. Only person come talk to me is Ms. Hills, but I can't, like, she asked me, have I heard some calls? She let me hear the calls. Like, I don't recall her asking me specific questions.
Okay. I'd like to play for you Jeffrey Williams 244A as an Elisa. It's a January 28th, 2015. Interview at 7:23:53 through 7:24:16, and it's on those. It's on the issue about Rich Homie Quan putting $25,000 to kill Tay. Okay.
All right.
Rich Homie Quan supposed to give him $50,000 to meet a new plug. Like Rich Homie Quan told him this ain't his mouth. Yeah. Then Rich Homie Quan like, you got $25,000 here, Tay killed. It's like from the picture you just showed me. Nah, Tay who just got shot the other night. Oh, in the car over there. Okay. He had $25,000 here, Tay killed.
Who did?
This Rich Homie Quan said. Cause he was telling me. So I'm telling Rich Homie Quan like, but.
And then Jeffrey Williams, 244B. It's about Rich Homie Quan buying guns and storing them for YFM Lucy and his people. This is January 28, 2015. It's 9:07:17 p.m. to 9:07:26 p.m.
Now that Rich Homie Quan buying the guns for this.
Is that it? Okay. And Mr. Copeland, this is just the same thing you've been saying the whole time, right? You're just going to talk about me. If the police bring me up or want to know, you're just going to be a fountain of information, so they let you go.
Man, this is crazy, man. Like, throughout my whole life with interacting with the police, they never believed nothing I said. I don't have a clue why they even got me in here. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
I'd like to talk with you about Jeffrey Williams, number 240Z, as in zebra, States Exhibit number 378YE, as in errand, June 10, 2015. It's 1:16:56 p.m. to 1:17:36 p.m. You said, you know what I mean? This N, you know what he did to me? He gave me $300,000 to hold, and he left and came back. Detective Dennis said, and you ain't get none of that? And you said, I don't care about money. I don't. Detective Gaither said, you care about some money. And Detective Dennis said, you kind of dissing yourself, man. And you said, listen, the N would give me money.
What is N?
N-I-G-G.
Oh, nigga.
You feel what I'm saying? I didn't need nothing. I didn't. Detective Gaither said, how much? You said, but when I went to jail, he didn't help me. Detective Gaither said, you just said the most amount of money Thug Dunn gave you. Detective Dennis said $300,000. And you said, but he left with you 300. This is Detective Dennis, and I guess came back and gave you 1,000 and you were good. I just want you to hear that and make sure that's what it said.
I mean, you know, he did me. Yeah, $300,000. The whole. He left. Came back.
And you know it.
I don't care about money. I don't. You care about some money.
You be contradicting yourself, man.
The nigga was giving me money. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need that. I did it. But when I went to jail and he didn't help me. You just said the most amount of money Thug gave me.
Sometimes but he left you with 300, and I guess he came back and gave you 1,000 again. You were good.
You hear that, Mr. Copeland?
Mm-hmm.
And the police are telling you you're not making any sense, right? They're saying that to you, right?
Right.
They know, you believe they know this is all just try to make them, give them something they need to let you go, right?
Objection to speculation.
That's what you're doing. Don't speculate about anyone else. That's what you're doing, right?
They know that. Dennis know it, Gaither know it.
And there's no picture of you with $300,000. You're not saying that's true. You just said that to the police, right?
If I had $300,000, you know, it would have been pictures, videos, and everything. The whole world would have seen it.
So there we go. With all of that laid out, Brian Steele getting that answer over and over. No. They didn't verify. They didn't reach out to me about this. They didn't follow up on this. No efforts to verify anything. What do you think now about Simone Hilton's bolstering question to Kenneth Copeland 2 weeks ago on Monday, the 12th of August, where she said, do you know that we verified that stuff? Let me know your thoughts. The floor is yours. See you next time.